Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Another interesting incident in Moscow, Russia, where we have another fire. I think it's been like the sixth fire in Moscow in the past month and a half. And this one is a fire that occurred at the Russian military unit, catches fire. I don't know, but this kind of fires that, occur at the military unit in Moscow during a war are very, very suspicious, to say the least. So let's see where this fire is coming from. This article comes from Newsweek, and it's from the 23rd of December 2022. And this is the title: Russian military unit catches fire near Kremlin. So not only that it catches fire in Moscow or in Russia, it catches fire in Moscow, it catches fire close to the Kremlin. Now, is it just a fire? It's always suspicious when you have a war and you know that the other side wants to blow you up, and oh my god, it's a fire at a military facility or something. So anyway, let's see what these guys are saying. A fire at an army site in Moscow has become the latest unexplained blaze to hit a Russian facility linked to the country's military. Moscow City News Agency reported that emergency services were alerted at 11:45 p.m. Thursday to the blaze at Building 10 on Sokolinoy Gori Street, in the east of the city, which is around 6 miles from the Kremlin and Red Square. The fire engulfed garage units at the site, with a video shared on social media showing smoke pouring from the site next to the flashing lights of emergency service vehicles. The Radovka Forum said that the fire covered about 200 square meters, about 2,150 square feet. That's not a lot, but hey, and took almost 10 fire crews to extinguish, although there were no casualties. One report said that the fire took 4 hours to put out. Newsweek reached out to the Moscow branch of Russia's Emergency Situations Ministry for comment. Underneath the Radovka post, social media users commented on the fire, with at least 2 people calling it suspicious. Twitter users such as Ukrainian racing car driver Igor Sushko suggested that the blaze was arson. It is unclear if the unit is linked to the war in Ukraine, but other military facilities have caught alight amid rumors that Russia was being hit by sabotage attacks. Last week, there was a fire in the military-linked Zvezda engineering plant in St. Petersburg, which makes diesel engines for the military and civil fleet, and gearboxes for power plants for warships. The plant also supplies coastal patrol vessels, including those in the Black Sea, which are involved in the war in Ukraine. Earlier this month, there were 2 massive fires in Moscow within a matter of days. On December 12th, the Stroypark shopping center in the city of Balashikha caught fire. Video shows huge black billowing smoke and red flames raging from the site as the fire engulfed almost the entire building, whose roof collapsed. On December 9th, 1 person was killed in a fire that destroyed the Mega Khimki shopping and entertainment mall in the town of Khimki. The fire spread over an area of about 18,000 square meters, which is 194,000 square feet. In August, a fire ripped through a warehouse belonging to Russian e-commerce giant Ozon in the Moscow region, forcing more than 1,000 people to evacuate and causing multiple casualties. Mysterious blazes have been reported in Russia since it invaded Ukraine, including dozens of cases of military buildings and ammunition depots catching fire. Russia has blamed some of the incidents on Ukraine, although Kiev has denied involvement. So these are just a few of the fires, because I covered some articles with fires occurring at some oil and gas facilities. One of them was the biggest source, I think, of gas. What was it? In I think it was oil, though, in Siberia, which again, it was very suspicious. And then another one was another explosion of gas in Kursk. It's Kursk. That's again in Russia. And all this and that in Kursk, I think that's how you pronounce it. There were two in about 3 weeks on the same plant. So I'm not discarding no accidents or anything like that, but it's kind of as someone else said, suspicious that during anything is suspicious when you see fire and explosions during a war. The first thought is, okay, that is some sabotage units doing something, or a missile, a rocket, a drone. This thing in Moscow, I do not think that the Russians will report it, even if it was a drone attack or anything like that. Will report it as such. I personally don't think that that was a drone attack, so it's something that came over Moscow, and I tell you why. If that building was blown, let's put it this way, if you, the enemy, are able to pinpoint that building and get it into sight, and you go over there and blow it, why would you pick that instead of just going to blow something in the Red Square? Just drop it in the middle without, let's say, killing anybody. It's 2 o'clock a.m. Just saying. Don't you think that there will send a signal bigger than this one? So, and on the other hand, if you're shot down while in the air, still is a bad thing for the defending units, let's say the Russians in this case. Why? If the drone is able to fly freely over Moscow and you shoot it down over Moscow, don't you think that there would be a panic that creates an effect like, what the hell is that drone doing here? Even if it didn't reach any targets, only if it buzzes around Moscow without hitting anything. Once it's shut down, that would cause more problems than this little fire. So if I were to be the enemy of the Russians, let's say I'm someone who wants to blow something up, I wouldn't stop at 6 miles away from the Red Square. If we are so clear in destroying one unit of the military, it was not like a gas pump or something, a little just fell somewhere in the park. So it wasn't a location. That's why I think this was not a drone attack. I don't think it was it could have been a little sabotage done by not by a unit, because if you're 6 miles away, you might as well just go towards that. It's true that the closer you get the Kremlin, certainly more eyes are on you, if you know what I mean. So it's easier to do this, but I don't think this was something major or something that came from, like an aerial vehicle coming, a drone or a rocket or a missile. You would pick something else. If you are able to come this close to the Kremlin, you would send a stronger message by blowing something else up, not by another building. So anyway, it's just suspicious that that occurred in Moscow again. In such a high frequency, I would say, with other fires. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.